All right, guys, so we're back. We're doing a video today on interest rates and why you should probably not buy a new or used car right now. Now, there's a lot of changing information day to day on new and used car loans. This running the math on some things just a few minutes ago on the computer. Let's say a year and a half, 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, you could buy a new vehicle through Toyota from the dealer. It was brand new for around anywhere from 0 to 2.5%. Like that was the going rate. And this kind of runs the numbers thinking, should I trade up to Sequoia for something newer or should I not? And so it is kind of logged into, let's use Toyota as a reference point. All these dealerships are about the same rates. You know, they're within a fraction of a decimal point of each other, whether it's Ford, Chevy, Dodge, whatever. And so digging on there, even 6 months ago, it was on there was 2.5% looking for a new truck. And then it went a little further and it went to 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, and then it went to 9. And so just run some numbers. If you have the perfect credit score, absolutely perfect, and you want to buy like a new Tundra or a new car, you're going to pay 9.5%. All right. Let's say if you have normal man's credit, like 650, somewhere in there, you're then going to pay 14.4%. So that difference takes the difference from 2.5 to 14% adds basically $600 on your car payment per month on about an $80,000 loan. I just put it in perspective for you. So that can make the difference. Somebody be able to afford the car or not. Now, let's say you secure that loan. Let's say you're doing fine. Let's say you're going to work every day, wherever you do. OnlyFans, I don't know what you're doing. Hard telling. Let's say everything's going good. And let's say we decide to get in a full-out conflict in the Middle East again. That's headed that way. Let's say the Fed hikes rates again. Let's say the stock market keeps dipping down and tanking out. Depends on what kind of line of work you're in. That greatly depends on how stable your job is, right? You may think you have a stable job, but what if you don't at all? What if you don't get laid off? Let's say you just get your hours cut. All of a sudden, bam, you can't make that payment, right? And this has been a thing all along through the years. It's a little more up close and personal now. As far as I remember, I think maybe in the 70s, they had rates this high, 70s or 80s, rates were this high, but it was just out of control this minute. If you're in medical, even in medical, you're not safe from getting laid off or getting cut back on hours. That's probably one of the more stable areas to get into. If you're working at a car dealership, if you're even a mechanic, anything at all, people's going to start or already have started restricting what they spend, right? A lot of you guys working for dealerships that are sales guys, you could probably, this firsthand. Certain things will never go down in price. The Porsche market will never go down in price. Rarity items like that won't go down. But any kind of cars that are, I would call them semi-leisure, that aren't a full collector's item, that are in between BMWs, Mercedes stuff's tanking, all that stuff's hitting the floor right now. And especially stuff that is a halfway daily driver and people are still trying to pump money into it to drive it every day, which falls around the middle class, the entry to middle class luxury stuff. Audi, Mercedes, BMW being the biggest one. Probably Range Rover, if anybody still buys those or not. I don't know if they do or not. And those cars are taking the brunt of the hit right now. M5s, we saw this market on the E60 M5s. I'm looking at the market thinking, if I fix this car, I don't know if I could even give it away. I mean, we saw it fall from near 20 now to 15. Now some's on there for 12 grand. And that puts you in a weird spot if you have one of these that's a little bit broken, because a little bit of an engine problem can cost you 12 grand. That's the whole price of the whole car. So very odd time right now for buying or selling anything automotive. There's still a few things that are still selling good, some Jeep stuff, some novelty weekend warrior type vehicles like that. I have no idea how the Corvette market is. That's a market I've been following for 20 years, but I'm sure that's seeing a severe restriction or retraction in the market right now. And right before all this hit, I pulled all my money out of the stock market, all except for just a few bucks, and I got lucky. It's crashed right before I pulled that out. I pulled it out, then it crashed. I think I was trying to say. And I've been kind of watching it, thinking, when am I going to put some money back in this? Every day on my phone, you see it going down and down and down and down and down. Today it popped back up 300 points, but it's also been down almost 1,000 points. So to lose 1,000, gain 300, doesn't make any sense. You still don't want to reinvest in that. A lot of my investor friends are saying, no, you got to do this, got to do that. And that may be the case. There is still investment opportunities out there, guys, but probably download a lot of stuff you don't have to have right now. It's probably the better. If we have to go through rough times like in 2010, when everything crashed in 2010, 2008 to 2010, in that area, that crashed out for years, for a couple, 2-3 years. So it doesn't really matter how much money you save. You can't save enough to step out of the game for 2 or 3 years if you have a big house payment or a big car payment. It just doesn't make any sense. You cannot do that unless you're sitting on a couple million, or whatever. But chances are you're not. So don't fool yourself. Be very careful what you guys do. If you're going to invest in something, make sure it's something that will pay off, and be very careful what you choose. But hey, that's just my advice to you guys. You don't take it at all. If I come back with a video trying to help everybody out, I haven't posted in a while on this channel, so yeah, we have a few other ideas to post on here about how to handle the car market here lately and things like that. But be careful out there, guys. Nobody wants to get caught up in a mess where you can't get your way out of. That's for absolute sure. Are we going to do more BMW stuff on this channel? I don't know. You never know what might pop up. There's some business opportunities come up presented to me here lately. Will I take them or not? I don't know. Always be looking forward, guys. If they call me, don't call with your pants down. It's very easy to do. That's it. Be careful, guys. I want you all to have a good day. Let me know in the comments what you think. See y'all later.